I even forgot how to work this camera. But hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Your girl is back with another video. I know it's been like 2 months since I've been gone, but today is the day that y'all will know all the tea as to why I've been gone. So if you want to know the issues and know all the problems, make sure you stay tuned and watch this video. You can also see me get ready. As you can see, I've cut my hair. But yeah, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. And let's get to the video. So where have I been? I've been home working a lot and just kind of doing my own thing. I have been really out the loop, more so because I just haven't been feeling like myself. I feel like sometimes this stuff happens in your life to kind of take a hold of you at that certain point and guide you in a different direction. Anything that has stemmed from creativity or like writing or even, you know, doing YouTube has just kind of took a back burner to what's been going on. Not to get too deep into anything, but you know, there's just a lot of circumstances that happen in life, and I think that this stuff hits people really hard whenever they per se make a agenda to their life. Like they say, you know, this is what I want to happen and this is in time, and it just doesn't happen. And to me, I'm the type of person that takes it hard because, as you guys, if you watch my other YouTube videos, you have probably heard me say, you know, that me and my husband were going to be moving out of this apartment and into our first home together. But you know, that is unfortunately not going to happen. Our circumstances kind of put us on a backtrack, so we had to extend out our apartment lease 6 more months, which was really hard for me. I was looking forward to moving into a house. We had already started looking for houses and everything, and it just didn't happen. And when stuff like that happens, like, you can either go about it one or two ways. You can either get extremely down about it because, you know, you made those plans for yourself already, or you can sit here and take it as it wasn't supposed to happen yet. And I know that it's gonna happen. It's just really a matter of time. And who knows, maybe this just wasn't meant to be right now, because even though we looked at a couple houses, you know, we were always on the search for a house, whether it was online or if we went to go look at some. We were just kind of always searching for the home that we wanted to buy. And we truly never found anything that we loved, you know. And I think that's one of the main things. Hold on, my dog's going crazy. Bear, it's okay, boy. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. It's okay, boy. Yeah, one of the main things when I picture, you know, finding a home is that you walk in and you're like, oh my God, like, this is my ideal home. And hold on, he's like going crazy. Bear, you okay? I don't know, tripping out. It's okay, boy. Yeah, so you look for your ideal home, and you know, you just never feel like anything you found was remotely close to what you wanted. So at the same time, like, I was kind of low-key depressed about it. I was also kind of trying to look at it from the bright side of things and tell myself, you know, maybe it just wasn't meant to be right now. Because ultimately, out of all the houses that we saw, we didn't see anything that we like absolutely fell in love with. It was always something wrong with whatever house we found. Like, either it was the layout was too simple for us, or if we loved the house, it was older. It was an older house, which we didn't want to go too old because I know like they'll have more problems and more issues to kind of, you know, fix later on. So we didn't want to go too old, and we didn't want to go, you know, I guess you could say we didn't want to go the new route either, because I feel like the new houses are really laid out cookie cutter style, and everything is just here and here and here. It's not like, there's nothing so beautiful about it, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of the new houses have the same layout, and we particularly weren't a fan of it. So it was just a lot of things that went into it, and that was a lot, and that kind of started the downhill of things. I was kind of like upset about it, and I started kind of getting really down. And one thing about me is that, oh, my dog is just snoring. Guys, don't pay attention to him. He is literally just going crazy right now. Hey, boy. Boy. Hey, bear. Go over there, my boy. Go over there. You want to sit right here next to Mama? Yeah? Okay, buddy, but you gotta be quiet. He makes too much noise. Yeah, so that kind of started the downfall. And one thing with me is that I kind of take things really hard. Because it's funny what they say, like, if you make plans, God laughs. And it's true, because you can make all the plans in the world, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna come out to be that way. So yeah, it was just one of those things, you know. And I did take it really hard. I was kind of really depressed about it, and it's just other things that were involved in that situation that I particularly don't want to talk about. So yeah, it just didn't go through. And sorry if I'm looking over here. I'm looking at my desk to get all the stuff. Man, y'all, I cut my hair, and if y'all know, like, when you straighten out curly hair, if you don't apply like all these oils to it, like, it'll just start freezing up. And I was kind of in a hurry doing my hair, so it's like really, the baby hairs are like flying everywhere. But yeah, so that was the main thing that started everything. And like I said, personally, like, when stuff happens like that, I get really down, and that was one of the things that got me really down. Because I was so excited for it. You know, I wanted my husband to have his room, to have, you know, his music stuff there, and then I wanted to have my own room so that I could film accordingly and not have to sit here and build my stuff every time I want to film, or, you know, set up my equipment every time I want to film. I wanted to have a room specifically for that, and I can just go in there and be creative, and that was it. But it didn't happen, and it's okay. Now we kind of figured out it wasn't going to happen 2 months ago, and hence I haven't posted in 2 months, because I've been kind of down since then. And yeah, I mean, I feel better now. I'm more in tune with it now, because what are we supposed to do? You know, you have to get another lease. You have to find somewhere to live. Like, you just can't sit here and dwell on something you can't really change anymore. So we signed our lease, and now we are going to be staying at this apartment for another 6 months. And in that time period, we're going to be really lucky, so that when our 6 months is up, we can definitely get out of here. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be something amazing. And another thing is that, you know, when we had planned, whenever we got our house, that we were going to start, you know, planning for our wedding. And now, since our house is postponed, the wedding is also postponed. And yes, we are already married. We are married through civil court, but, you know, ultimately we want to get married through the church. And that's one of the things that we have planned, but it's just kind of have to take in the back burner, because our priority is to get into a house first, then to have a wedding. I know a wedding is a beautiful thing, and trust me, I want to get married through the church and have like a beautiful dress and have a beautiful ceremony. But I personally have never just been the type of girl that dreamed about a wedding. That's just never been me. Did I want to get married? Obviously, you know, every girl wants to get married, but it just wasn't a really big thing to me. I wasn't like, oh my God, like, I have to get married, or oh my God, like, I have to have this extravagant wedding, because I didn't even have a 15, and it wasn't because I didn't want to. I'm sorry, it wasn't because my parents didn't want to, it's because I genuinely didn't want to have one. It wasn't a big thing to me, and I guess a wedding is bigger than that, but you know what I mean. I don't know, I just never been that type of girl to sit here and like fantasize about these things that are destined to happen. But you know, I I'm just not that girl. So, you know, we are going to get married through a church, and I'm excited to start on that. But our first priority is definitely to get into a house. So, you know, again, that was one of the things. And along with that, I just genuinely have not been feeling like myself. And I say that in a sense of, I don't know, like, I can't be the only person that gets in these moods sometimes where you just don't want to do anything. Like, you just want to be secluded and be within yourself, and you have your own feelings, because whenever stuff goes wrong, like, it affects people. And some people don't understand, like, you know, I think that depression is a real thing, and people like to minimize that and say, like, oh, well, you know, you're just tripping, da da da. And I think that you can handle your own depression in a certain way. I think that, you know, for me, the more I tell myself, like, oh, Yadira, like, you are depressed, like, the more you genuinely start to believe it. And that's one of the things that I like to kind of stray away from. I don't like to tell myself, like, Yadira, you're depressed. I'm sorry, guys, if you hear my dog snoring. He is just tied to my hip, and he's laying right here while I'm filming. So sorry about that. I hope my voice is louder than his snoring. Yeah, so that's one of the, what I was saying. I don't like to tell myself, like, oh, Yadira, like, you're depressed, because I have no idea what happened to my camera. It just shut off. But yeah, I don't like to tell myself that, you know, that I'm depressed, because I feel like the more you tell yourself, the more you genuinely start to believe it. And that's when stuff starts to go bad, because I feel like the mind is such a powerful thing, and the more you feed into your thoughts, the more they become a reality. And that thing, I think that goes with anything, you know, the more you tell yourself, like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, like, you genuinely won't be able to do it, because you've already set your mind to believe that it's not possible, it's not going to happen, so on and so forth. So I am well aware of that. So I try to tell myself that, you know, you're sad today, it's gonna be another day tomorrow, blah blah. And this is the kind of things that you have to tell yourself, because and it all comes with time. Because I used to be the person that sat here and would, like, literally dwell in their depression, like, straight up. I used to sit there and, you know, be depressed, and I wouldn't want to do anything. Like, I did the stuff I had to do. Like, I had to go to work, I had to do this, I had to do that. But when I would get home, I literally would just be in my thoughts. And it's not something that's good for you, because not only do you miss out on a lot of things that you can be doing in the time that you're sitting in your depression, but you also sit here and just dig yourself in a deeper, sadder hole. And that's just something that I'm not okay with anymore. I'm not okay with being sad. I'm not okay with drowning myself in my own misery. Like, literally, I do whatever it takes to get myself out of those thoughts. And, you know, I don't know if this lighting is okay, but whatever. This foundation looks a little orange on me on camera, but it looks pretty good. It's actually this foundation right here. It's actually really good. And I use the 103. I used to use 105, but since I have not been out during the summer, I have not caught any sun, so I am pale AF right now. But yeah, so my dog is snoring so loud, guys. I am so sorry. Yeah, so that's kind of another thing too. I haven't been creative. I haven't been wanting to take pictures. I haven't really been wanting to do anything, and I don't think there's really much more to say about that. That's just what it is. And, you know, there's just other things, small things that aren't really relevant, but they all kind of take a toll into what's been going on. And I'm excited to feel a little better now and kind of just start over. Do y'all ever get into these mindsets when you're like, oh God, I want to delete my Instagram and start over? Like, that's literally me every 6 months. I'm like, I don't like my news feeds anymore, or I don't like my layout, let me change it, let me delete everything and change it and make it better, blah blah blah. But we'll see if I do it. And guys, for the record, I am not a makeup artist, so do not follow my steps. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I just kind of do what I feel looks okay. And yeah. I do have one question for the makeup people in this world. What do y'all do to get such clear under eyes? Like, I literally have the darkest under eyes ever. And I don't understand where it comes from, because I do go to sleep fairly early. Actually, I probably sleep way too much. And I just don't understand why I have such dark under eyes. I can't even remember if that's the way it's always been. But I do know that when I take off my makeup, like, that is literally my trouble area. Like, just the darkness under my eyes. And I feel like maybe I'm not concealing it right. Like I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't even know if I'm concealing correctly. But I feel like it just never goes away. I've read about, you know, cucumber mask or putting cucumber or tea bags and all that in your eyes. I have yet to try it, so maybe I should try something like that. But let me know what works for y'all. Leave it down in the comment section below. And let me know what works for y'all. Because I'm really light skinned, so I just feel like it's so noticeable on me, you know? And I don't like it. I want to be able to go out and have no makeup on and feel okay. I mean, I feel fine now, you know? Don't get me wrong. I still go out with no makeup, but I still would like to. Y'all, I literally don't know what's going on with my camera. It keeps turning off. It keeps saying it's too hot. The internal heat is too hot and it needs to cool down, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But yeah, so I would like to, back to where I was going, I would like to, you know, go out and not have these under eyes. And I feel like the only time they ever look right is if I put, you know, mascara and kind of smudge the bottom with eyeliner, and it kind of hides the blackness. But other than that, I feel like it just doesn't go away. But let's get into this J.Cole album. Oh my god, y'all. So I have been a J.Cole fan since way back in the day, whenever he came out with Friday Night Lights. And I've literally loved his way of expressing his emotion through these songs. And this is actually my favorite song of his new album.
She my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Said that I was done for good and don't want no more lies. But my phone be blowing up sometimes.
Yeah, so that is literally my favorite song of him. I was reading some of the comments on Instagram, and they were talking about how his album is not that good, and how they were saying like his beats were boring and so on and so forth. And to me, it's like, first of all, people that say that, I think, are the people. Hold on, let me curl my eyelashes because I can't do that and talk. Give me 1 second. I feel like the people that do that, or that say that about his beats, I feel like they are the people that are into like the real jumpy songs, you know, like the ones that are really catchy, even though like their lyrics are really repetitive and kind of dumb. And don't get me wrong, I love those songs too. Like, they're always good songs to turn up to, whatever. But when it comes down to like real music, in my opinion, I think J. Cole definitely takes that to the next level. I feel like a lot of the stuff that he says, like, we can all genuinely relate to, whether you've been through it or whether you know somebody that's been through it. Those situations that he speaks on are very, very universal, you know. And I feel like some of the songs that he talks about, like, there's another song called Always an Addict or something like that, and that talks about, you know, his mom being an addict and going through stuff and basically hurting herself using substances and substance abuse and so on and so forth. And personally, I've never been through that. You know, my mom or my dad have never been addicted to drugs or anything, so I can't relate to it, but I still feel it, you know what I mean? Like, I still feel the pain that goes on. And he tells a story in every song that literally just lets me paint the picture in my mind and put myself in that situation. And to myself, I'm like, damn, like, I can only imagine what it is to go through something like that, you know, where he speaks on it, like he wished, like most of the time, like he would stay out later rather than to see his mom like basically killing herself at home, drinking, doing whatever else. Like that's just hard, you know. But it's crazy. It's crazy how that goes. But back to my channel, guys. I hope that you guys are still supporting me. Like I said, I haven't been on here much, but I plan on making a huge comeback. You feel me? Making a huge comeback and uploading more regularly, because it's something that I genuinely love. And I think that was one of the things that was missing in my 2 months of being like down. It was really creativity. I swear, like I would tell my friend Eric and my brother that I really missed photography. Like I really, really miss photography. And I'm not a person that is a photographer. Like I don't like to take pictures of people. I like to take pictures of things. And that's one of the things that I miss doing, because like, you know, my brother and Eric and I would have our nights where we would be like, oh, hey, you want to go shooting, blah, blah, blah. And we would go around the town and kind of just taking pictures of things. And I miss all that. Like I miss being creative in that form, and, you know, writing. Also like my blog. I think that when I had a blog, bruh, again,